Thanks for watching Jay's Junkyard. Hopefully you like this video. Hopefully it's helpful and inspires people. Thanks very much. Today I've been asked by somebody to do front brakes on a Ford Focus. This is a 2014 Ford Focus. I think it's a 1 litre EcoBoost. So just another little tutorial video. Hopefully it helps somebody out. I apologise for the appearance. I look like a caveman, possibly reminiscent of Castaway or something like that. Just not as good looking as Tom Hanks, unfortunately. So let's get to it. So I've already started. So this is the vehicle. So we've got a 2014 Focus. As I said, I think it's the 1 litre EcoBoost. Let's have a look, see if there's anything on the back. No, just help the heroes, which we love. Loving that, loving to all you guys that help out, that sort of thing. So I've already got part of the way through, so thought there's no point. People don't need to see me jacking up the car and taking a wheel off. Like I said in other videos, hopefully you know how to jack a car up and you know how to take a wheel off. If not, don't start tackling the brakes. Oh my days. Right, so where have we got to? So wheel off, car jacked up. Yes, there is an axles, and always as many things as you can to secure a car and make it as safe as possible. So I'll always put the wheel underneath the body of the car as well. So I've got 3 points that, should the vehicle fall, should should one thing fail, there's 2 other things just to support it. So I'd rather not have any of this being just supported on me or my arm. I also got car chocked as well. Always chock the wheels as well. Right, so where are we at? Okay, so trying to do this so I can see. No idea what's come from the camera a minute because it's the other way around. So fairly straightforward. So discs and pads. As you can sort of see, discs are pretty shot. There's still some meat there, but they're very corroded. And then the pads, I'm just moving a bit closer for that so you can see. So pads there, you've got well, another couple of mil of material, which, you know, okay, is some material, but it's not great. They're definitely ready to be changed. So here we go. So straightforward. What I've done, take the wheel off, straight away put a little bit of lubricant into here, start getting that working. You can see the disc's been on there a good amount of time. Chances are it's not going to want to come away straight away. And then what we do, so there's 2 sort of rubber grommet type things. There's one there. Camera, get to focus. Come on. Let's focus on the wrong thing. There we go. So you got like a rubber grommet type thing there, and then you got another one just here. So those 2 are the carrier pins for the caliper. So that's this bit here. So this bit then obviously sits around the pads. If you're just doing a pad change, very straightforward. Remove those, pop the pin out, pop this pin here, just pop it out, and then lift that away, and take your pads out, put your new pads in, and reverse the process. You do need to also be careful in terms of when you're refitting the new pads. Obviously you can see there'll be a big difference there between those and the new pads, so you need to monitor the brake fluid as you sort the caliper out, which we'll come to in a little bit. So now in relation to these, so you've shown you the rubber things. Now they've got the little carrier bolt things for the caliper. What you should hopefully be able to see this now, so you can see there, so I've started undoing it, and you can see the nice shiny bolt bit there. So what happens there is it screws into here, but then it slots through that, and sometimes it'll just end up rotating. If that happens, all you do is just very carefully screwdriver onto that flat bit there. There you go. That's it. That's all it takes, just to get it into there, and then we should now have the thread visible. and you just slide it through. Alright, look at that, amazing. And there it is, there's our little carrier just here. You can see all the grease and stuff, that's why it just rotates in there. Just be careful when you do that, because you don't want to do that on the threads, because you mash the threads and you'll be getting new carriers. Or you'll try and put them back in and they'll cross thread, and that would be very bad. Right, so that's that stage. So that's that bit. Okay, what I'm going to do now, not going to do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those two carriers out, and then I'm going to pull this pin here, and literally just, this will just pull away basically. Still connected to the brake line. So what I'm going to do with that is I shall hang it, which you'll see in a second. So, well, for me it'll be a few minutes, for you guys it'll be now. Okay, so that didn't quite go to plan. So, as I said, second late for you guys, about 20 minutes for me. So what we're looking at. So, the observant among you, and those that have got some experience with brakes and stuff, will realise that I've actually taken the carrier off as well. So yeah. So I shouldn't have had to do that. It should have been what I was saying in respect of that part of the caliper there. Well, that's the caliper itself. That bit should have. I mean, never let it hang on its hang on the brake cable behind there, wherever it is. Never let it hang loose on that. Always support it. So should have been able to just take that away from the carrier, which bolts into these two big holes there, which you can see. I mean, they've 2014 player Decis, they've not probably been undone since the car was brand new. There's my disc here, and then there's the carrier there. So the disc's now on, and the carrier is now on as well, all nice and in there. I've also cleaned up, I think that's coming out on camera, the where the pads are going to sit. That's all cleaned up as well, and I've also cleaned where the disc is onto, just giving that clean off with a wire brush, and then I've applied copper grease to the back of it as well, just to help prevent it sticking in future. Because my goodness me, that was a freaking nightmare to get off. As you can see, it's clearly later in the day than when I first started this venture. I'm no expert. So the reason it took a while is that, pure and simply, you've got 6-7 years of heat and cold, and the brake just gets fused to the hub. But it came off eventually. Where I did that to get it off, so if you get a really stubborn one, just use I used a mallet, and just gently tapping on the back side of the disc, rotating it every time. So tap, rotate, and just keep going like that. Also put loads of WD-40 just around the areas where you're likely to be able to get some penetration, so into the bolt holes and also into the centre of the hub there. But don't just go for hell for leather and start smacking one part of it, because what you like to do is cause damage to your hub or the bolts, or it's just not good. So next thing, now we need to go and open up the car, not hit the jack, open up the bonnet. So now what I'm going to do, this is the brake fluid reservoir, so I'm just going to undo this, and yeah, I mean that's quite, I don't know if that's coming out on camera, probably not, but it's quite full. So now what we need to do is use one of these kits, and then we will use that inside the actual caliper. Okay, there we go, and that's that side complete. All back together. Literally just a reversal of before, with the only difference being you have to wind back the caliper. which I'll try and show in a video, perhaps either links or part of this. And make sure lots of copper grease. That's why you get brake squeal. I believe that's why you get brake squeal anyway. I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong, but either lots of copper grease or brake shims, which this kit didn't come with any brake shims. So there we go.